Hi! Welcome to this part of my guide and review featuring the FlexTale Solo Adventuring Toolkit. If you haven't seen the other parts of my guide and review, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about how to build a quest. Several sections of this book describe an approach for dynamically generating quests that adhere to a wide variety of general archetypes. In order for you to adequately build a quest, they give you guiding principles. We are going to take a look at each of these guiding principles today. However, it's important to note that although this subsection is somewhat lengthy, it's actually very easy to understand. So once you have read through this entire subsection, everything is going to be quite clear. So I'm just going to give you a summary of this subsection because these points were quite easily engraved in my mind. It's very easy for me to reference them without citing or giving you specific examples of the paragraphs. Let's start with keeping it simple, unless you enjoy complexity. So this point refers to keeping things within a specific approach so that you do not feel overwhelmed with all of these tables and charts and guidelines. It's all about keeping things at the level of complexity that you are comfortable with. It's also important to remember that quest building is optional. If you want, you could just start randomly generating everything and making sense of things later on without thinking of a proper structure to a particular mission, quest, or campaign. This is all about letting things come into place or fall into place without creating a diagram or structure beforehand. Although, once we get to the flowcharts and diagrams of the quests, you will see that you can still create that structure without spoiling things or thinking that there is not enough randomness. You also need to sanity check what you build. That is, the results of the tables of any sort of part of the process should make sense with the setting and role-playing game system that you are using. If you get some crazy, weird, wacky Gonzo results, you should only use those results as they have presented themselves during the random generation process or any other sort of methodology that you are employing if it makes sense with the sort of experience that you are trying to play. It's also a good idea to try late determination to surprise you so that things happen in an unexpected way without being too predictable. So keep those random results and those events and circumstances, accidents, etc. Quite loose, quite open to reconfiguration as the adventure proceeds. Also, encounters are elements of a quest. They are not the defining nature of a quest. Do not let an encounter dictate the pacing, the theme, the flavor, the defining factors within a storyline or perhaps a plot within a storyline. Encounters are there to support the adventure. And the most important thing, in my opinion, have fun. Use the things in this toolkit that are exciting, interesting, that you enjoy using. If something doesn't work, discard it, put it to the side. Perhaps use it in another occasion. When creating a quest, you have a general approach outline. First, you determine the quest type. Then you determine the quest structure. Next, the quest outline. You play the quest, of course, pursuing milestones, achieving objectives, resolving the quest. Then you roll for outcomes. This is optional and adds to the rewards and impacts that normally would follow successful conclusion of a quest. Then you determine the next steps. You use tools to determine whether there is a tack-on impact to completing this quest. Let's talk a bit more about next steps. Before determining the next steps to take after concluding a plot, you need to make sure you have applied all impacts, rolled for any rewards that may apply, and so on. Fully finish the plot before proceeding. Then, if you are interested in adding a bit of additional randomness into your quest after it's finished, you roll on a table to determine what happens next. Maybe you need to create a quest of the same type. Perhaps a new quest of a random type. Perhaps the next quest is linked to this quest or to another quest, or maybe you obtain bonus rewards. So in general, I think that one of the strongest points of the Solo Adventuring Toolkit is the system to generate quests. This could serve to start your adventure or an entire campaign. If you are not sure how to start your adventure, just make some rolls to determine which quest you are going to employ. Maybe it's a chase, maybe you need to recover an item, maybe you need to defend or protect someone or someplace. You could use all of these tables and guidelines to set the starting scene, and perhaps the entire adventure. A single one of these quests could be used as the main plotline in that first adventure, and there could be side quests and other secondary events that transpire or occur alongside this quest as a sort of parallel line. They could even intersect at some points. And remember the guiding principles. The tools in the FlexTale Solo Adventuring Toolkit are there to help you. They are there to assist you, and so that you always have the tool or weapon in your arsenal for the sort of adventure that you want to play. Do not feel overwhelmed with all of the materials contained in the Solo Adventuring Toolkit. They are just there in case that you need them. Thank you for watching this part of the guide and review. In the next parts, we are going to take a look at all of the different types of quests, each one separately, with all of their nuances, processes, and elements. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that have been supporting the channel by sending right through RPG gift certificates. If anyone else wants to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.